Alright, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing today, tonight, tomorrow, whatever it is? It's been like another day since I've even been on. It's been working a lot. So I just got done running about, I don't know, 5-8 laps. Kind of got up to speed, was running low 201s, and I was kind of noticing that. Well, first my notes say I wanted to try more low speed rebound in the rear, which I'll do, but I'm thinking I might need to start experimenting with the wing. Maybe try and just a little more wings to see if that gives me some more stability. But for now, change the low speed rebound, just seeing what my range is left. I'll go up, I think 3 clicks. I might as well max it. Yeah, actually I'm gonna do 2 clicks. I'm gonna split the difference. Alright, so by increasing the low speed rebound dampening, low speed rebound is the rebound of the car when the shocks are compressing at a slower rate. So just when you're turning into a corner, that's when these dampers really kick in. With the rebound, when the spring compresses, it releases from compression. That's your rebound stroke. So this dampener is focusing solely on that rebound stroke. Right now, by putting more damping in it, I'm increasing the force of the dampener on the spring. So it's actually slowing down. So instead of spring releasing quicker, it's releasing a little bit slower. And doing that in the rear, and how that creates more rear instability is when the car is going into a corner, if it's going into a left-hander, the car is going to roll to the right. Well, this spring on the left is going to raise. When it raises, that's that rebound stroke. So it's going to slow that part of the car from lifting, which is going to slow the weight transfer from the left to the rear. So it should cause a little bit more stability on the outside tire. Just kind of feels like all the weight gets on that outside tire, and especially in this rough, then it just kind of pulls it around, where if you keep a little bit more weight on this left side of the car, it'll hopefully give you more stability. So that's what I'm doing right now. It also affects weight transfer from the front to the rear, so it's going to slow down the weight transfer to the front just a little bit, which usually just helps in stability as far as braking is concerned. Most of the spots I'm noticing the rear end instability is I can turn one or the last turn before coming on the main straight. The real fast corners, that's what I'm kind of thinking wing might ultimately be what I need to do, but we'll see. And then I also want to work on the front of the car because it still does bounce a lot. I want to see if I can just work on getting it a little bit smooth over bumps and such. Right now I'm just going to worry about changing the rear compression or rear rebound dampers. Just got in here, so I don't even have a session lap yet. That's a corner of the rear and kind of wigs out on me too. Just getting on the throttle, you're constantly turning and on the throttle at the same time, so puts a lot of force into those outside tires, right tires. Just kind of push the limit there, let the rear end slide out a little bit. It was the first lap and it's feeling really good, so I just wanted to push it a little bit harder. But again, it's the first lap, so the tires are feeling, you know, I mean, the tires are super sticky right now, so just wait a little bit. But in theory, this should help out the rear end a little bit. I just wasn't sure what magnitude it would help. I was kind of, back in my head, I was kind of thinking it wouldn't have that big an effect just because the corners, most of the corners I was having trouble, I broke way too late. Most of the corners I was having trouble with were high-speed corners. But, you know, weight transfer is just as important at high speed as it is at low speed. I tell you what, that felt pretty good. Rear end feels a lot more secure through there. Again, still early, so we're just gonna chill out. Everything's pointing in the right direction so far. I love how just 2 clicks can change the world. I mean, as long as I can just kind of lean on the car through the corners, I don't have to put more wing on it. That's kind of how it feels right now, but again, it's just a second lap. Like, this is one of the corners I really want to be able to just turn the wheel and really be able to lean on the car and not have to worry about counter steering. It's not that I want the car to understeer, I just want it to be planted, and then I can just kind of lean on it. You know, I can lean on those outside tires a little bit. But it's feeling a lot better, that's for sure. Kicked out a little bit on me there at the end. I think that was more just me kind of being sloppy. You see there the difference between just the braking way too hard in a corner and then coming slow out. I actually didn't do a really good job of getting out of that corner, and I still went through there a lot faster than I did by just driving in there way too hard the previous lap. It's not an accident, but it demonstrates a point. Yeah, it's feeling real good through there. Yeah, I got that curb, so I had to wait a second before I could get on the gas. Ideally, I don't want to hit that curb. I just want to wrap right around it. Oh, I forgot to add another gallon in here. Need to do that. Shouldn't make a difference weight-wise, so I won't worry about it. I just need to do it for make sure it's got enough fuel. Because right now I think it has 20 laps in it, but it doesn't really account for the pace lap. So I want to make sure I just want to put another gallon in there, you know. Yeah, I kind of drove into the beginning of that corner too fast. Just carried a little too much speed. The front end was bouncing too much and couldn't stay planted. 0.99. See how I have to counter steer it there? That is not being able to lean on it. So that's what I want to avoid. I'm not sure how much that was my fault, how much of that was the setup's fault, but I'll try it again next lap. I more or less just wanted to demonstrate. That's what I mean when I say lean on the car. I can't have that. That's what I don't want. That's what doesn't happen when you are able to lean on a car. But then there's also the driver has to play a part too, because you have to get used to the car enough to know where the limit is. But at the same time, if you can tune a car to not spin out on you. You can just really lean on it, and then it gives you more confidence. You know, you have more leniency before the car is going to do something too crazy. And then the most crazy thing that's probably going to happen is you're just going to go off track a little bit, lose a little time. But it's that confidence it instills is probably the most important part, plus not getting loose. It's pretty important too. It's still, I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I'd have to say I'm leaning on it like 85–90%, you know. It still feels like it'll, see right there, we're just drifting. So I don't know, maybe give it another click or rear rebound. I mean, it was going in the right direction, but you get some laps on it and it still has some trouble. How many laps was that? That was only 3 laps. Jeez. Felt like I did 10 laps. Alright. I'm just gonna experiment. I'm just gonna throw it up to 5-wing. See what. Oh, that was roll bar though. So I'll just throw it up to 5-wing and just let's see what it does. I really don't know if 2 more clicks of the rear rebound is gonna be enough. If I find I'm losing substantial amount of time with this wing adjustment, I'll take it off and go try that again. Or I might go the other way and just go insane full wing and just try and see how fast I can drive it through corners like I used to do when I drove the 4GT. Every single one of my 4GT sets had full wing. And the second half of that season, I was 99% of the time the fastest car. I mean, it's not easy to pass people when you got full wing, but when you're faster than everybody and you start on pole, it's not really a concern. I mean, even at tracks like, I don't know if we ran Sebring was like the first race that season. That was still a noob. There you go, see, I got through there, that was dang near perfect. Just wrapped around that curb. And obviously with more wing, you're just going to have more weight. It's basically just more weight pushing down on the rear of the car. And the faster you go, the harder it pushes. And the more weight pushes down. Corners like this is where it's really going to help me. Those bumps, they really do help. That corner does as much as it can to make you spin out. Like that corner's mission in life. It's most of these corners missions in life. Yeah, a little wide there. I couldn't get it to come back in. Oh, that was too deep. About 5 to 8 feet too deep. Could actually broke just a little bit later there. Or a foot would have been perfect. kind of had to do a little dab of the brake there just to get myself on apex. Right there at the end. It was an okay corner, but not ideal. It's alright, I really haven't run enough laps to get muscle memory down for this track yet. It's coming, but I lost a little bit of time through that section. And then I'm obviously going to lose time on the straights, but doesn't look like it's going to be as much time as I'm going to gain in the corners. I mean, I only lost, what, a couple hundredths there? Best lap. I went down to second gear there subconsciously and it worked out pretty well. I'm obviously still battling between second and third gear for that section. I think it's just whatever feels right at the time. Well, I got through there much better that time. Made up the time I lost last lap and a little bit extra on top of it. Yeah, wow, I think I don't know. I broke too early, I think, and I freaked out a bit. I overreacted to that and had to go in safety mode for the rest of the corner, but still it's my best lap. 0.7. So I think more wings is a good idea. It's obviously not hurting me. Man, I really gotta make that front end not jump around like that though, ideally. I'd love that to be a lot smoother. Because what's happening is I'm having to wait on it to settle down before I can get back on the gas, and that's just costing me time. So I think I've pretty much sealed the deal on the wing change. I'll keep it here for now. I think my next area, I'm going to run a couple more laps, but I think my next area of focus is going to be this front end. See if I can get it to calm. I might even do just a spring change. I don't remember. I think these springs might actually already be as soft as they can be. Because I would like to soften it up more, but I don't know. We'll see what my options are after I run some more laps. Ah man, I gotta remember to put that gas in. Sure, I'll remember one of these times. It's amazing that I don't get a 1x right there. Alright, let's see, I've done, this will be my 4th lap. I'll do 4 more. And bring it in. Let's get a little bit longer run going here. The run itself will only represent about a quarter of the race, but give me a little bit better idea what the car is doing.
3, 2.
Ideally, you want to run a full run every time, but who's got that much time? That's what pretty much, let's see, I didn't go back to third. That's pretty much what races earlier in the week are for. Because I'm going to start racing the strength of field races, or at least trying to. The races early in the week will be a little full run warm-ups. I mean, obviously you can do full runs in practice, but I just use the race for practice. Of course, that doesn't mean you can just drive like a muppet and drive irresponsibly. That's not very good practice for you, and not gonna make you many friends either. There, I'm gonna start focusing. Right after I stop messing up this corner. Alright, here we go. See, I could lean on the car pretty good through that corner. It was like a 95, 96% lean there. It was like 85, 90% lean there. I'm just not sure yet.
3.69.
Not taking the right line through there. Gotta work on my line through there. Just can't get a good exit. Keeps pushing out wide. Which probably means I'm just apexing too early. Got through there pretty nice. Yeah, it's got a little push right when I want to get back on the throttle. It's got a little understeer. So right now what I'm thinking is if there's a way I can incorporate the two problems I'm having right now with one change, the bumpiness of the front and everything I'm having a problem about that I just forgot about. It'll come back to me. Oh gosh, what was it? Come on. Oh, the push. Yeesh.
0.95.
That's scary. Kept it in third there, but it just seems like going to second's a better idea. The car just is freer, or just runs smoother when I go in second on braking through there. I'm gonna have to run like another 2 laps. This lap's been way too sloppy. Not learning anything. The rear end is very nice through there though. After this many laps, that's very comforting. Just got to get that front end to turn a little bit more. I hope I have the adjustments freedom to do what I want to do. And basically what I want to do is get rid of the compression and rebound in the front. Bring it down a couple notches, both of them. Because I have a feeling these are the softest springs I can put on the cart. Yeah, second just gets through there so much better. This is still a little tricky because of that understeer. Yeehaw! Wall. Alright. I think I got enough information to make a decision. First, I want to save this. I always forget to not go full retard at the end there, because all it does is spike your tire temperatures and then gives you bad readings. But I went full retard. Just looking at some other tire temperature numbers. Alright. Let's see what we got to work with. Okay, we got stuff to work with. Springs can go softer too, so I'm gonna soften the front springs. 66.6. Let's go. Do I want to go one click or do I want to go two clicks? I think I want to go two clicks. Alright, let's go two clicks. And this is gonna, the front of the car is now gonna sag a little bit more because the springs aren't as strong to hold the car up as high as it was before. So you just saw that happen right there. So we'll adjust that by actually lowering, making this number lower. The spring purchase is just basically where the shock mounts, or not the shock, but the spring, sorry, and spring perch. So we'll get that back up to 66. There we go. So now we got the same ride height before, but we got a little bit softer spring. So I'm just hoping it'll work out better with the bumps now. With the softer spring, it won't be quite as jarring. And what I was going to do is I was going to decrease, if I couldn't decrease the spring, I was going to decrease the rebound and compression. Because I want for the, it was experimental for the bumps, as is what I'm doing with the spring right now. But I know to get more turn in the car, get rid of that little bit of push I had, that decreasing this compression dampening is going to allow the springs to drop a little bit quicker. So that's going to create a little bit more oversteer in the car, and the nose is going to go down a little bit further, a little bit longer. So we're going to be farther in the corner, and the nose is going to be farther down, so it's going to give you more oversteer in theory. And then the low speed rebound dampening, when this is again for that push in that middle of the corner, well, if you get rid of low speed rebound dampening in the front, it does the same stuff as it does in the rear. It when you turn, this inside's lifting up. So by taking the dampening out now, as opposed to before, it actually allows that front to lift a little, or turn a little bit quicker. So it creates a little bit quicker weight transfer from the inside to the outside. So that kind of helps me getting into the corner, giving me a little bit more oversteer getting into the corner, and then the compression also helps us stay in there a little bit longer. But basically, lowering, I think basically is my word of my life. By putting a softer spring in your base, or you're doing the same thing. You're slowing down the rate at which the spring compresses and releases, so it's the same thing as dampers, kind of. Higher magnitude. I'm just going to pay attention to how it does over the bumps the first couple laps, because I'm pretty sure it's going to handle pretty good the first couple laps on the fresh tires, but the bumps is a different story. Tires don't play as important a role of telling you how the car is being influenced by bumps, so people will know how that's going for me in first couple laps, and after that I'll focus on the push. I am not saying that word. I'm trying to just get a little bit more roll in the front. Basically. Can't resist. My only concern right now is I remember I did stiffen up the front a little bit when I first started working on this set, because the front end felt like it was kind of diving too much and causing the car to get all cattywampus, and then the rear end would break loose on me. But I think that's changed with this more stability I put into the rear end, with a little bit more of that rear low speed rebound dampening and the wing. Yeah, let's see how it handles the bumps through the last turn here. Might be overdriving it a bit right now. Can definitely tell a softer spring, because it seemed like I bottomed out a little bit longer there. I think it feels better over the bumps, because that was another spot I was having trouble with bumps. Kept it in third gear there just because I knew I had a little bit better tires, so I could probably take advantage of staying up in that gear, but kind of lost some time through there. So I can gain some time through here on my best lap. Gotta hit that first sector a little bit better. Still gaining time on my best lap. Front end feels better. It's definitely the right direction as far as the bumps are concerned. Not really sure about the push yet. Haven't been paying too much attention to that. Yeah, I feel like I mean, it's Sebring. It's bumpy. I feel like it's getting over the bumps a little bit better. Yeah, I was really hustling through there. Still lost time on the first turn though. That's where basically all my time loss is from, is just on entry in the first corner. There we go. Got through there a little bit better. Just waited a split second longer before I got on the throttle. Tried to wrap around the corner just a little bit more. Oh yeah, we're having fun now. Oh yeah. This just felt really good under braking there. So, and the push is feeling a little bit better. Give it a couple more laps up. See, the problem is though, when you put softer springs in the car, you get more mechanical grip, but you get less aero grip. So going through those S's there, it felt like I pushed a little bit. That might be from the softer spring, but it could be I just overdrove the corner too. But the main point to pick up from that is stiffer springs are better for higher downforce cars when they're really good downforce speeds, where softer springs are usually better for cars that don't rely on downforce quite as much. Oh, went down to third on accident. Let's work with it. Oh, just got a little bit of that curb and made me a little... Just kind of pulled the car a little bit, and then it was just on its way to going into the wall. I back out a little bit. Yeah, on that last lap, I got my optimal into the 159. I'll run about another 8 or 9 laps with this setup. See how it goes. Alright, so here, I'm a little offline. I kind of put a little bit more wheel into it. It's kind of sketchy, but ideally I would just lift. I just wanted to see how it behaved if I just stayed in the gas, but to solve that in a race, I would just lift and let the car get back online and get back on the gas. Yeah, it was a good exit. So I love this car. A good exit is very rewarding. This car makes it easy to do that. Its entry is what is so treacherous with this car. And that's where it all can go wrong real quick. It's pushing.
0.91.
Yeah, turned in too early. Alright, so this is lap 4 of this run. And do another 3.5 laps. Ah, it's so planted through there. Oh. Well, that worked out nicely. That should have been disaster, but somehow the car just kept turning. I was able to kind of stay on line. Man, I forgot to put fuel in it. I just remembered. So right now it says I have enough for 15.7 laps, and I have done 4.7, so that is 20.4, which is... What did I just figure out? Oh, how many laps? 20.4 laps, which is exactly how many... Yeah, brain damage. Which is... I want to put just another lap worth of fuel in there. I want 21 laps worth of fuel just to get that out lap and a little extra in there just in case. I think I'm overdriving that corner every time. I think I'm trying too hard to get in there fast. Ooh, that was perfect. That's the best I've got through that corner. Because it wasn't middle apex, it was like 2-3 feet after middle apex. So it was absolutely perfect. It's just really hard to get that. It's a late turn in, you have to be super out wide and you have to time it perfect. It's the same problem I'm having with, not turn 1, but like that turn 2, 3, 4 complex. Alright, so we got a good consistent set here. This is lap 6 and it's similar to lap 2 or 3. Which means I can probably run those laps even quicker than I did. It's a little understeery, but I'd rather it be a little understeery than a little oversteery like it was before.
0.61.
Again, that was a late turn in. All these corners are late turn in. That was a late turn in. Here I'm trying to do a late turn in, but I'm going to bring it a little bit shallower. That worked out a little bit better. Because what I was really trying to do, I was trying to swing out super wide and then cut it back in. I'm just going to take a little bit shallower line. I love it when it's this green. I think we're onto something here. I ain't no rocket scientist, but going in the right direction. I can click some arrows, that's alright. I almost thought I was going to get that corner right again. Like, perfect. Alright, so just losing all that time again, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I know this set's a lot better than it was when I started. What I'm going to do right now is bring it in and put another gallon in it, save it, and call it a day. That is some good progress right there. So this is round 2, my tuning. This is more what I do when I'm doing one-off stuff. Again, I will be trying to do other cars when I can, but right now I'm working a lot, so it's about all I can do. Cones. But yeah, I can probably do some more testing, experimenting for sure. You can always do more testing, experimenting. But right now it's getting better. It's getting better. I can't really think anything off the top of my head. What I'll have to do next is I'll probably have to run a longer run, and then that'll help me figure out a little bit more about the car. So that's probably what I'll do in the next session, is run a little bit longer run. And I'm sure when I do a long run, I'll be able to figure something out. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys like the little new approach, and yeah, let me know what you think. Alright guys, take it easy.